Adrian. Okay, so yes, I finally got around to doing this part three. Yeah, sorry that the battery went out on my last video. So I hope that through this video I can try to kind of touch just touch on things that I left off last time and answer the other questions that you addressed in your video that you sent to me. So here we go. So last time on my video, I left off where I was talking about President Trump, how and how I see True Father as, and I feel like True Father and also President Trump are very similar in many ways. And so President Trump was very wealthy, and he could have lived a very comfortable life, but he decided. I felt that really he wanted to make a positive influence to change the country for the better, and so he decided to run as a president. And I feel that a lot of people think that he has a big ego, but just if he really wanted to become the president just for the look of it because it would make him look good, then I think it would be a lot easier if he ran as a Democratic president, as a Democrat, because just of course, in the U.S., most of the media outlets are leaning toward the left, like CNN, MSNBC, and of course there are like Fox News and the Washington Times, other networks that are conservative. But I do feel that the major kind of and just the overall culture of America and is really kind of leaning toward the left, and so. Just I think if you really wanted to be like praised and honored like you would be run as a Democrat, that's my opinion, and I do feel that it's kind of true though, but but that's he ran as a Republican, and it was and I remember in one video he was saying, like, his family was saying, this is going to be so tough, you have to be so strong, and he's done it. I mean, like, of course, it's, I mean, just the unemployment rate has gone down for like blacks and people of color, even though the media doesn't quite cover that part, and just like, and he's uplifting God-centered values. So I think things are going. I think it's been good that he's been president in some ways. Of course, there are different instances that make people say that make people would think otherwise, but I feel that it just and I just feel that this time President Trump is kind of closer to God in some ways, and I feel that he's the candidate that can really do the best for the U.S. So let's see. Well, anyway, I kind of went back on a tangent again. So the reason that I see how like President Trump and True Father are very similar is just they're taking on a very challenging, difficult role that is bound to be met with criticism, with hate, and misunderstanding, but they took it on anyway. It's, and I respect them both for that. And also another thing that I see just with True Father and President Trump is the energy that they have. Even though President Trump is like 74 years old, he's having like multiple rallies a day. He's speaking for an hour each time, and he's so strong, and just how like having so much like opposition from the left, the media, but he still fights back. I heard that in 2016 that was one of the reasons he could win, because it was just he was being so strong. He voiced his opinion on Twitter. That's the way he fought, and that's how he won. And just seeing that like energy, that resilience in major in cases of major opposition, I think that is very similar to True Father. And I said in my last video, he went through death camps, he went through torture, and went through prison. He so many people were against him, but he kept on going. That never stopped him. He just kept on going with his mission, and he's done a lot of good for the world, I feel. And maybe people that oppose him don't feel that way, but I personally feel that really True Father has done so much good in the world. Really, I feel that True Father, Reverend Sangman Moon, and True Mother, Reverend Dr. Hak Jahan Moon, as true parents, they are the second coming of the Messiah, and I don't doubt that. I mean, of course, sometimes my faith in them kind of sways, but always, it just I feel like, oh, maybe it's not right, but then there's this just something that always kind of puts me back. It's like, okay, no, never mind. I see it. So yeah, I just feel like my gut feeling is that that's really true parents are the Messiah, and I mean, humankind does need a Messiah. Just look at the state that we are in. Like people are dying of hunger and war and just so utter chaos. We definitely need a Messiah, and if somebody stands up to say that they really want to do that position, and if they can actually give solutions to the problems, then it's like if somebody puts out a fire, then they're a firefighter. Well, they fulfill that role as a firefighter. So I feel that that's kind of the case with true parents. So, and I feel that really, President Trump, he is a true president, and I think that really, kind of right now with all the confusion and going on, and also with China as well, I feel that we kind of need somebody who's very smart, who can really, who's very sharp and strong, and really is trying to do good, to just keep on pushing forward, and that just how I feel. That's my gut feeling. I don't know everything, but I trust a lot of my gut feeling, and that's how my mom was, and I feel that I kind of inherited from her. So that's my feeling, and yeah, so that's why I support President Trump. And so the reason I went there was, I guess, talking about True Father and True Parents, and this kind of goes back to the importance of our ancestors. In order to save our ancestors, I said that they need to be trained at the spiritual, spiritual training center. So 100 days, they can pretty much, they use that time to wash off any kind of sin that they have. And just a little extra note, in the spirit world, I hear that 100 days is actually like 1 day is equivalent to one year in the spirit world. So 1 day on earth is like one year in spirit world, and then so 100 days is like 100 years. So it's quite a long time. So just wanted to add that. But so they cleanse themselves from all sorts of sin, and there's different kinds of sins, like personal sin that they've committed, collective sin, their their tribe, their people had inherited. For instance, I think kind of Japan, in some ways we did oppress the Korean people, and then even though we may not directly have done that, still we do have responsibility. I feel like I have that to really try to mend that, really heal the Korean people of their hurt. So that's kind of I guess collective sin and hereditary sin, things that are passed down from our ancestors. I hear it seems like people with if their ancestors are not good people, if they have bad habits like heavy drinking or sexual immorality, that is kind of passed down to their descendants as well. Like, see, I remember that there was a study done where so they compared the descendants of like a criminal and also some a really good person, a scholar or something, and then it's that criminal, their descendants were they found out that a lot were like maybe in prison or had broken families and were in a pretty bad situation, while the good person, the scholar, that person's descendants grew up to become really amazing people in society and created good families. So it seems like there is that kind of there's also something like a sin like that that I can feel. So the spirit self, through going through that 100-day workshop, can wash away that. But the one sin that they cannot get rid of is the original sin, which was passed down from Adam and Eve through their fall and has continued on to through all of mankind. And we believe that the only way for that to be to fix that is to receive the holy marriage blessing that is given by true parents, given by the Messiah. So the holy blessing, I can't explain everything, but it's like a marriage that is kind of blessed by true parents, by the Messiah, by God. So it's not like just a marriage, just two people coming together just because they want to be together, but it's like we're offering ourselves to God, saying that we will make this marriage work because we want to honor you and to create a family centered on you. So it's kind of like two people coming together with the anointing of God, sort of thing like that. And then through that blessing, then the original sin can be cleansed, and then we can become original sin can be liquidated that way. And let's see, so that's why true parents are important, because they're the only people, the Messiah, and Jesus was originally meant to be able to do this if he didn't die on the cross, but that's what true parents are here to do. And once the spirits receive the holy blessing, then they can become absolute good spirits, and they can go and help their descendants and more strongly, and they're completely different from how they used to be. Maybe they might have been in hell, completely covered in sin and dirt, not literally, and then when they become absolute good spirits, they're very pure, they're clear and shining. And just they're very different beings, I hear. So so the holy blessing for spirits, that is also done, that can be done on the foundation that our ancestors were liberated. So again, the descendants give a tithe, and then they're taken out of spirit world, sent to the workshop, cleanse their sin. Once that's done, then they can go to the next level of the ancestor blessing, where they can be transformed into absolute good spirits. And I've attended one of these blessing ceremonies, like marriage ceremonies of like the spirit people, for my own ancestors on my mother's side, for my Mexican ancestors. And of course I couldn't see anything, but I could just I had this feeling. I felt kind of like the joy that really my ancestors were feeling. Like I felt that they were saying like, thank you for doing this, because of it we're better off. Thank you very much for that. So that's kind of like some spiritual practices very unique to our church, I feel. So again, the Chananyuk session, and then the ancestor liberation and ancestor blessing. So yeah, just wanted to talk to you about that. So, okay, and now moving on to a completely different topic. Yes, I that yeah, just hearing you talk about your government in the video, it sounds like a very difficult situation in Spain. I have really no idea about Spanish politics, but yeah, it sounds really really tough. Um, yeah, just everybody being corrupt. That's really crazy, and I respect that you can really stay strong in that such a country like that. Um, let's see. Well, I guess for Prime Minister Abe, his full name is Shinzo Abe. If he was corrupt or not, um, well, I don't know everything about him, but I just like with President Trump, I have a good gut feeling about him, and I feel our church really supported him a lot. We feel that he was the longest standing prime minister in history so far, 7 years and more, and we felt. I remember my church leader, our local church leader, was saying how really during Prime Minister Abe's time, really was kind of Japan was protected, and I think one reason is like he has to deal a lot with the. I mean, we in Japan we have a communist party. It's kind of crazy in this day and age, but they really, um, I mean, it's. I mean, the problem is not just with them, but there are other parties that kind of work together with them, and then they're. What I hear is like they always criticize. They're always criticizing the prime minister, and then are just the party in power, and then but they never give any solutions. They never give any alternatives. So it's just they're just opposing things just for the sake of it is what I feel. But he had to fight for that and fight through that. Let's see, and I have a very good. I have a very good feeling about him. He had a good relationship with President Trump as well. He praised him as like a leader of leaders too, and he also tried to make some positive changes in Japan. Our constitution has remained the same for really really long time, since the time of World War II when we lost, and America like basically wrote the Constitution. It's crazy. Like I don't think any other country has held on to their Constitution word for word for that long. Like other countries, they would change it and adapt it to the day and age. But Japan has always kept that Constitution for until this very day, and Prime Minister Abe has been trying to change that. The reason that it's a problem is because really Japan can't have her own military and can't really defend herself. I mean, we do have the self-defense forces, but we do have to rely a lot on the American military to protect ourselves, and that doesn't. It's not really. I mean, it's like just the child, like just playing video games in the basement while the parent is kind of doing all the hard work for the child. It's not. I mean, we have to grow up as a nation in that sense. We have to be able to defend ourselves, and changing the Constitution, to my understanding, was important for us to be able to do that. And let's see. And then again, well, like bringing up the Communist Party, they opposed him from doing that because they were saying like, oh, it's a peace constitution, because they have let's see, they have the word like we will not war, like we will be peaceful, be a peaceful nation in that constitution. I mean, it sounds like they're standing up for something good, but just I mean, like having just those words in the Constitution doesn't mean that the nation will be peaceful. I mean, like if that would make a peaceful nation, then I think every nation would have those words. But I mean, like it just like just a peace constitution. I mean, it's just words, you know. So in order to really, we don't need words. We need actual like changes made. And I think the Communist Party is sort of afraid of that because they, of course, they I think they don't approve of the self-defense force even. And my understanding is that if the Constitution is changed, then it's going to be really harder for them, and which is kind of a good thing, I think, honestly. But yeah, so I don't know Prime Minister Abe fully, and I don't know if there were any kind of instance of corruption. I'm not sure, but I have a very good feeling of him. And the reason that he left was due to health reasons. He had to quit. And I looked it up. It was ulcerative colitis. Yeah, I don't have too much knowledge medically, but so basically he left due to health reasons. So yeah, so that's the reason that he left, or he stepped down. So I think that pretty much sums up. Let me see. All of my answers to your question. So yeah, thank you for watching through the end, and yeah, I respect you for that too. So, and thank you for showing interest. Thank you for listening to me, and I really appreciate your open mind and open heart. God bless and take care. Bye bye.